What's up, Crypto Crew, and welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Might, actively escaping the Matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Crypto Crew. The other day, Ankit of the XXIM Podcast had a conversation with Kaspador of Kasplex in light of what happened, or should I say did not happen, the launch of the L2 Sunday, August the 31st, 2025. Many questions are left unanswered, and that's what today's vid is about. Stay tuned, Crypto Crew.
But wait! There's more!
Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Crypto Crew, protect your crypto investments through self-custody. In our opinion, the best option for you is the Tangent Wallet. Easy to use, plug and play, and the most affordable cold storage out there. You can get 10% off using code Crypto Crew, link in the description box below. Thanks so much for your consideration and support in advance, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
Kasplex took the decision to delay, to check and see and make sure that the initial infrastructure will be up and running without any hiccups, without any, let's say, downtimes or delays. And of course, to be sure that it cannot be easily attacked or taken down, right? What Kasplex is doing, it's scaling up, checking, and making sure that the nodes and the infrastructure behind is well set up. This decision was, people will say that this should have been announced way earlier, potentially. Why 3 days before the launch? This is something else behind, and I'm reading all the comments. It could, in fact, I was pushing to have this done, to launch it, like per the date that has been agreed upon. But then the team said, man, if we do this, there is a risk. And the risk is that we don't want to have a failure at the launch. We don't know if there are bad actors or if there are, let's say, if there are people that are trying to do something for this. We need more time to make sure that this scales up and everything is well put. And then obviously the next question was, okay, so when should we announce the new date? Yeah. And that was I am taking full, let's say, accountability and responsibility for that. That was still my mistake by promoting the 31st of August, because at the end of the day, we should have said like maybe Q2 or Q3 and not give a proper date and just surprise everyone with the mainnet when it came.
Yeah. What was not working at that time? Was it anything specific you can share with us?
I keep saying this, and but of course people may choose to believe or not, or to trust or not. But I keep saying this. There are no issues or technical bugs, even if there are some, let's say, voices in the space saying that you will fail to deliver, the layer 2 will not work. This is just smoke and mirrors from Kasplex side. Again, people may choose to believe or not, or trust what I'm saying or not, but there are absolutely zero issues. And when I'm saying this, I rely on the fact that I personally tested it, and then on the audit reports, and it's not only the one report that has been shared. There are if I recall correctly, up to 8 reports of auditing the solution end to end, which are to be potentially shared with the community throughout this journey. No, not even those reports found anything wrong, right? So it was just a safety net that Kasplex decided to have, just to make sure that the launch is starting correctly. And again, everything was running. You asked what wasn't running or what wasn't working or what was the issue. There was no issue. There is no issue. There is just a safety net that we want to have just to make sure everything starts correctly.
Yeah. No, I don't mean technical issue, right? When you say issue, it doesn't mean technical issue. It could be that there's a concern that you need more time to just do more testing, right? It's not a technical architecture issue. It could be we underestimated the time we needed to do the testing, right? Which happens all the time. So it's not an architecture or technical issue. I think that's what perhaps I was wanting to know from you, if there were, perhaps it was underestimating the time frame. But, completely understand what you're saying.
When I was in Malaysia and when I was talking with my colleagues from Kasplex, right, we were sitting and I was asking, so should we aim for 31st of August? And they said we can do it way sooner. And then I said, okay, so let's surprise the community. They said, no, let's make sure that everything is well tested and properly running. And if we can deliver faster, we will deliver it faster. Unfortunately, obviously, it's the other way around. But the team wanted to even release the mainnet way sooner than the 31st of August.
Right. So who pulled the plug? Who's the decision maker? Is it Chris who said, hey, look, we need more time for, just more edge testing, if you want to call it, or some more scaling things? We didn't. So who called the shot to delay? Did you yourself or Chris or someone else?
Kasplex is a larger team. What people don't know about Kasplex, yes, they refer to it as like maybe 2-3 developers. In fact, there are up to almost 15 developers working on Kasplex. Core team and some, let's say, additional developers, not necessarily from the core team.
Yep.
So up to 15 people. Those people are being led by Chris. Chris is the lead designer, right? If Chris is saying something, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen like he said. It's a brainstorming within the team. And there was no one person saying, let's do this now because I want so, or because I saw many messages saying like, you are waiting for the Fed cut rates. People are trying to find
seriously, that's crazy.
Some motives right around everything, but that's not the case. The case was that we had a meeting, brainstorming. What is the best way of doing this? Should we postpone it a bit? Should we release it as it is and take any let's say potential downtimes or anything? And the decision among the team was let's postpone it a bit until we are 100% sure that the infrastructure also scales up and there are no issues. So it's not one guy who took a shot and saying we do this because I want so. It was a joint discussion and decision.
I guess the criticism again from the community is because no one knows who they are, right? You haven't disclosed that isn't mentioned. So I can feel that. I can see it from even our personal point of view. I think if you had them, if they were visible on the website, if they were visible on X, I think obviously that criticism will disappear. So it's a fair criticism if people do say that, hey, who are the teams behind it or people behind Kasplex? I don't know if we have anything to say there, but we can move on if there's nothing else.
No, of course, I can add some flavor to this. There are Chris is visible and in pictures. We have been as well. And we had other two members that were present in Malaysia. So there were like 4 or 5 people present in Malaysia and also in some pictures around saying, and they were representing Kasplex, right? So you have 33%, give or take, of the team being, let's say, publicly known. So if someone wants to see the backend developer or the engineer, maybe that person is a random guy, but with a lot of expertise in what he's doing. Would it make any difference? So maybe it would, or maybe it won't. It wouldn't, right? So depends. What I'm trying to say here, Ankit, is this is not a black box where people are hiding under, and there is one face, me saying, we are 15 people. No, this is a team out of which 5 are publicly known, and they were shared and they appeared on X and they were on site in the events. And there are some people have travel bans. Some people don't want to be publicly known. Some people have maybe again they are not part of Kaspa or Kasplex or anything, but they are very good developers.
Right.
There are variants.
I see. Okay, that's cool. Thank you for, I guess, explaining situation there. So what are the new tentative dates? I think we had a space call yesterday with Nacho and Zealous team. So have you announced the dates, or if so, what are the dates?
No, the dates were not publicly, let's say, announced, and there is a group on Telegram created by someone with most of the, let's say, the builders on the layer 2. I wouldn't say Kasplex necessarily. Maybe they are from Igra or other layer 2s, if any, there. They received a tentative date, and I emphasize on the word tentative date. Of course, they shared the date with the community. That is not set in stone, that date, and we are trying now, and I'm trying now not to have to repeat the same mistake, but giving another date, and maybe it's going to rain and we'll delay one more day, and then people will say, oh, okay, and more fun. So the goal now for us is to launch in September. And I can say 100% sure in September, but there is no publicly known date, which is something that, again, the team is against saying.
Until Kasplex launches L2, many questions will continue to be raised, and rightfully so. But for now, shout out to Kaspador and the Kasplex team. Shout out to Ankit and the XXIM Podcast. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout for the next big thing here on the crypto ocean. Grow in grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say I.